Hey there. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day. For those of you who haven't been to with me on Feature Friday, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Kathleen Borsch. I am the owner and the maker of the products that you find at knotsofgrace.com. And on Fridays, what I do is I come here. Actually, most Fridays. Last week I missed, but most Fridays I come here with a little bit of what's going on at Knots of Grace, or just some little fun facts, or like today, just some tips. Because one of my favorite things to do is decorating, and it's kind of the little artsiness of me. I love color. For those of you who know me, I love color, and so I am always wanting, like, I usually have in my house, like you can see behind me, I have fairly neutral colored palette in my house on the walls, and even on our furniture and things like that. But then I like to add color into my world. And maybe one day I'll actually have a super duper colorful couch. But as time is right now, that's not something I do. But I did want to share with you, because every year, because I love color, I always check out Pantone and what their color of the year is. Now, granted, we are halfway through 2022. I get that, but I did still want to bring this up because I don't, if you're like me and you do love color and you're trying to like stay a little bit up with some of the things that are going on, but yet not go too far away from, your general style, this might be a way to do it. And I also wanted to bring this up today on Friday. This Friday specifically, because if you're in the US like I am, you have a 3-day holiday this weekend, and you might be looking around your house thinking, what would I like to do today? And one of those things might be that you want to rearrange some things. And as you're rearranging, if your house is similar to mine, you might find some little treasures that have been buried in the closet or something like that that you can bring out. So this was one of those things that I wanted to bring forth to you all today. And so if you're watching live, please say hello. And if you are watching on a replay, please say hello. And feel free to add any comments, or send this along to somebody who you think might like it. I would really appreciate that. But let me dive in. So I'm going to show you, as you can see here, I do have one of our door rosaries up there. The other thing I wanted to show you, on if you come to our shows, what you will receive, instead of the little 3x5 cards that I send with packages through the mail, but what you'll receive is this little hanger, and it's very similar. Actually, it's the information on it is identical to the information that you get in your package. It just is a different color. And so on the inside of it, I'm not going to peel this back because I don't want to ruin it. But on the inside of it, you do have your prayer for your home, and the blessing for the home, and yeah, 2 blessings for your home. So those are in there as well. Hey, Kelly, thank you for joining. I'm glad you're here. But I also wanted to show you this cross here. So let me jump back to Pantone. I'm going to share my screen here with, let's see. This is an article I found doing some research. And can you see that? Yep, you can. Okay. So on this article, bear with me for a moment. In this article, you can see the color of the year this year is called Very Peri. So it's essentially periwinkle. Periwinkle can be called blue, and also it can look a little purpley. So if you're looking at this screen here, it may look like it's purple, right? But so it kind of looks like a light purple. But periwinkle also can look like, oh, sorry, something just popped up, like blue. So there's different ways. Remember, I just mentioned that maybe someday I might have a really super duper colorful couch. Like this person has a periwinkle couch in their house. But, as trends change and things like that, you may not want to have periwinkle, like a big periwinkle couch, unless you just absolutely love periwinkle and you don't care what happens with trends. Then you have a periwinkle couch for a long time. But if you're like me and sometimes you want to change out your colors, you can use it as a balance. And so, what I loved about this article, and it's from Decorilla.com, and I'll share this link if you guys are interested. But it tells different ways that you can use the colors, the trending colors inside of your home. And this is and so I wanted to show you this. So periwinkle, being that it's kind of a purpley or a blue color, this cross here has that sort of shimmery kind of periwinkle blue, more on the blue side than the purple side, cross in the middle. So I wanted to share that with you. And so if you are looking for something fairly neutral, in your house, but you wanted just a splash of color across like this, might be your option. And so one of the things and the reason I'm there's a tie into all of this. I try and tie everything in. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because so many times when I'm at a show, somebody's looking at these very different crosses, and like a lot of times, people buy these for gifts, right? And they say, well, I don't know what my friend's home color is. I haven't seen her in years, or I haven't seen my, aunt in years, but I know she would like this, but I'm not quite sure. Well, what you can do, and there's two different ways of looking at, there's many different ways of looking at your house, but there's a couple of ways that I usually recommend at the shows. And one is you can buy a rosary that blends with the home. Or another thing is you buy a rosary that complements, or you see it more so. So it's a little more vibrant in the home, and it's more noticeable. So it doesn't blend in as much. It kind of pops. And so this rosary here, it's gray and white, and then gray, and then you have this slight pop of like a periwinkle blue color here. So that's just something that I wanted to show. And then again, the great thing about our door rosaries is they are a pop of color. So you can add, these are a little more of the purple side, but you can add a pop of color to your door. And you can never have too many door rosaries and blessings in your home, in my opinion, obviously. And so all you would need to do is, let's say that color is no longer a trending color and you really want to stay on trend, you buy another one, and in the latest trending colors. And I tried to have at least one of them that are in that park, that color tone, or at least show you some that complement it. And then you take that one from your front door and you move it to one of the bedroom doors, or you move it to another space. Maybe you put it in your bathroom, on your bathroom wall. So that way, when you're, getting ready in the morning, you say your morning prayers as you're getting ready in the morning. So there's ways of using, and, adding color, and not being afraid to, add those trending colors. You can add them tastefully throughout your home. So kind of back to this, you can see you can use it as a balance of inspiration. So if you're looking at my wall here, you can see behind me, my walls in this room are actually, I love the color, the name of this, it's called granite green. And these walls are kind of a green, it's like a sage green. Oh, thanks, Kelly. You would probably you probably do some of this in your home, don't you? Have like complementary colors and pops of colors and stuff like that with some neutral. So, but I have color on my wall, but it's a neutral, in my opinion. This is a neutral green, so that way I can add different colors to it without, with a balance. And so that way I can, you can see it here, I can have the purple on the door and the green on the wall, and they're they're balancing each other or complementing each other. And so I like to recommend to people that they can do those kinds of things where you can have your instead of blending it into the home, which a lot of people like to do that, and there's no problem with that. Absolutely not. I like to blend. If you go in my house, there's lots of places where the colors are blending. So, for example, if you look over here, I love elephants, and so I have a lot of white in the house, and then I have my uh, my elephant here that's also in white. And then I have a little dish here, for rosaries and such that's in white as well. But then I have kind of a teak wood colored um, cabinet here. So there's just ways that you can, blend and use those pops of color. But I just wanted to show you those kinds of things. And the other thing is, if you want to stay on trend, um, Kelly just said, I love pops of color. And we're from the same family, so you can kind of tell we like color. But if you want to stay on trend, but yet you don't want to go too far into the trend, for sake that maybe the color is going to go completely out of style within 6 to 12 months, you just add a tone of that color. So, for example, I have to find myself here. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. There we go. So for example, the color of this year is periwinkle. So periwinkle blue, periwinkle purple, whichever way you want to go and call it. So you can go in the color family. So if you want to call it periwinkle purple, you go in the color family. So if you prefer purple over something else, you can be on trend in that color family. For example, here's our natural wood cross with the natural cotton rope. Sorry, it's Friday, right before the holiday, and my brain's not working 100%. But you can stay in that family and still be sort of on trend. Now, are you going to be 100% saying, you can't say I have periwinkle in my house because this isn't periwinkle, but you're in that family. So you can, stay a little bit more on trend if that's something that you're looking for. The other thing that I saw in this, I'm going to go back to this little article because like I said, I love color. And one of the things in this article, in the balance of inspiration, it has a number of these muted colors. So here is your periwinkle, right? And then up here you have kind of they call it clay or a terracotta color. And so, for example, we may call it a rust or a burnt orange, but it's in that same color family. And so if you like this color, this clay color, but you go to doorrosary.com, which is at Knots of Grace, and you look there and you say, well, Kathleen, you don't have terracotta. I have burnt orange, and it is so very similar that it really will. Like a terracotta probably has a little more pink in it than this does, but it's so very similar that you'll feel like it's in that same family. So and then you can always go neutral. So many of my customers and people who buy at shows love to go neutral, because that way, you can put it up against, sorry, I keep having to move. You can put it, if you wanted to attach it to your wall instead of on your door, you can put it on any wall and it's going to look great. And that will be a pop of color on your wall. So there's just so many different options. And I just wanted to share this with you all today as we're going into the 3-day holiday here in the States. If you are planning on doing a little bit of DIY home decor things, just to get yourself thinking about, how can I bring some more color? Or if I want to bring color, how can I bring it in to my house in a way that works for me? And if there is a door rosary that I've had my eye on, but I'm not sure if that color is going to go right in my house, feel free to send me a note and we can talk through it. I'm not going to sell you on anything that you don't want to purchase. That's not the way I roll. What I want to do is if you want to talk about, say, Kathleen, I have this sage green and I have brass and I have white, but I really, really, really like this red rosary. Is it going to go? Like we can just talk through it. And I love doing that. So I do that all the time at shows. Um, and I love doing that with folks when they need my help online as well. So if you need that help, just send me a note and I would be happy to do that for you. But with that, I did want to mention a couple of things. On August 5th and 6th, I will be in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Charlotte Eucharistic Congress. And so if you are close by and going to be attending the Eucharistic Congress, I hope you stop by our booth and see what we have available that day or that weekend. I can't wait. This is the first time I'm attending that show and that Congress. It's just, I've been to the Atlanta one several times, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Charlotte has, how they celebrate their Congress as well. But if you're in the area, please stop by. Please say hello, see what we have, bring your friends, and have a day of peace with your fellow Christians. And so, sorry, I just had a moment there. Woo! I'm just imagining the show. Anyway, and then the other thing I wanted to say is actually two more things. If you haven't joined our VIP list, I would love for you to join our VIP list. Our next newsletter is coming out next Thursday, and then we have some fun things that are coming up over the next couple of months. And if you are a VIP, those of you who are a VIP know this, but those of you who may not be yet, one of the main things that you get that non-VIP members don't get. As a VIP member, you have a special code that you can use to get a discount year round. So if you have to purchase something when I'm not having a sale, you get a discount all the time. So that is a benefit of being a VIP member. Another benefit is when I do run sales for everyone, sometimes I add a little bit of extra for our VIPs. And then I also have our weekly inspirational message that I send directly to you, and then a monthly newsletter. And every once in a while, something else sprinkled in too. So I would love for you to join me there. It's at knotsofgracevip.com, or you can just go to knotsofgrace.com and you're going to see a bar, a terracotta colored bar to be exact, at the top of the screen. And you can just enter your email and your first name there and you'll be on the list. So I hope you join me. And for those of you who are in the United States, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July and a safe 4th of July. And if you are lighting fireworks, just make sure it doesn't, go up in the sky and come down in your neighbor's yard. Make sure you have a bucket of water nearby. But have a blessed one, and I will see you again next Friday. Take care.